So we will head to Nashkel.
You have been waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
Okay. So normally
I'll do my best.
Whatever they need is directed.
You butt kicking for goodness!
You're clear. I'm gone.
shoot him.
Yes. No sooner said
They
than
whisper
done.
my ear as
Shoot.
well as I can.
I'll do my
Attack
best.
and
Attack.
attack. There's no one else here. I mean, this is a really rubbish round of encounter that I can probably win fairly easily.
Let's full place
What you want?
and
I'm gone.
fucking
What?
steal.
A waste
Shoot
of my
and
talent.
No less. Nature
You go
servant
and
await
help.
for the group.
No, go and help Minsk, actually. Yeah, so these guys have got the right idea. I'll attack the next one. These guys, no. See? Just like, no. Maybe there's a problem with AI or something. Can you change the AI?
You've attacked.
Cool,
Information. No. Ooh, I've not read biographies, have I? I'm going to read through all the biographies, although I think I've done it for some of them. So, Jaheira. When asked about her past, Jaheira glares as she speaks. She says that she was born in the Tethir region to a loyalist of the King Alamander regime. Unfortunately, during the Tethirian civil war, her family was among the nobles targeted by the angry mobs of peasants, and she was only spared because a servant girl took her from the castle before it fell. They fled into the forests of Tethir and stumbled across an enclave of druids willing to take the child. Jaheira grew up a very headstrong girl, believing that the only way to protect nature was to have an active role in the world. She seems to have little in common with Khalid, but even though her manner is often confrontational, she apparently cares deeply for him. Her admiration of Gorion is obvious, and she plainly states that whomever was responsible for his death will suffer an equal fate. Oh, do we get some other information? Number of kills. Khalid. When asked about his past, Khalid nervously reveals that he was born and raised in the nation of Kalimshan. He does not say much of his parents, but you get the feeling that his merchant father thought little of him, devoting much more attention to Khalid's half-brothers. Khalid thus threw himself into the martial pursuits, studying under members of the city militia. He doesn't go into detail on how he met Jaheira, but his adoration of her is obvious. When asked about how he knew Gorion, he will only say that they had long been friends, and that many shared acquaintances will mourn his loss with harp song. Minsk, let's see. When asked about his past, Minsk proudly announces that he is a berserker warrior from the region of Rashomon in the utter east. He is currently undertaking his Dejema, a ritual journey to manhood, and is seeking adventure and glory in battle. It is also his honour to be the bodyguard of a young Wikalan of Rashomon named Dinair, and if anyone tries to harm her, he will beat sense into their heads until they reconsider. He is unsure as to why she has led them to the Sword Coast, but his loyalty is unquestioning. If he serves her well and distinguishes himself in battle, he hopes to be accepted into the Ice Dragon Berserker Lodge upon return to their homeland. So far, Minsk considers his most notable experience in the world abroad to be the acquisition of his animal companion, Boo, a creature that he claims is a miniature giant space hamster. Apparently such things do exist in the realms, but Minsk has surely taken too many blows to the head. He seems a good-natured fellow, but is all too willing to indulge in his berserker nature, unless I forget that he has that skill. Imoen. When asked about her past, Imoen slaps your shoulder playfully. She says that you, of all people, should know, seeing as how you grew up together. Indeed, some of your fondest memories are of meeting this sprightly young lass. She apparently came to Candlekeep much as you did, though 10 years later in life, and she spent much more time with the gruff Winthrop than Gorion. Puffguts, she would call him, much to the old innkeep's dismay. She seems the eternal child, and is quite content to play the part of little sister, though you are both of comparative ages. You can tell by her hearty smile that she will always be willing to travel with you, no matter what path you take. Done. Do we have a biography? I think this is one of the things we had early on, but I'll read it anyway. Inspired by your foster father's knowledge of the magical arts, you've made especially productive use of your library home. You have pored over the vast, if often inaccessible, treasury of magical lore, and learned as much as you can. Gorion has been kind enough to instruct you in the basics, but he seems a touch overly concerned about your safety. You know, however, that experience could teach you so much more, and you yearn to travel as a journeyman mage. You know little of how you came to be a ward of Gorion's, but over the years you have gleaned something of your mother's tale from his vague allusions and from the words he sometimes uttered in tear-filled sleep. She was a human from Silvery Moon, and a friend of his for many seasons. As you have no memory of her, nor any keepsakes to remind you of her existence, you have come to believe that she died while giving birth to you. Perhaps it was the pain of such a parting that led Gorion to cloister himself within the narrow halls of Candlekeep and raise you as his own. Of your father, you have learned nothing. Does that have something to do with why we're being hunted? Seems ominous to put that, and it not come back. Dinner. 1% of the total experience value. When asked about her past, Dianair has very little to say. She is apparently from the far eastern nation of Rashomon, and has come to the west with a bodyguard known as Minsk. Minsk is on his Dejema, a rite of passage, and it appears that she may be involved in something similar. Of this, she will only state that great things are foretold for the Sword Coast. She seems very sure of herself. Wait, Sorry, lost that. She seems very sure of herself, is possessed with an old-world sensibility, and is very demanding of her companions. She has expressed concerns about the sanity of her bodyguard, though she has an obvious respect for him, and will not go far from his side. And that's why if you get rid of one, you get rid of the other one. It all makes sense. No one's leveled up, have they? No, did not think so. Okay.
Nature's servant as you direct.
And we are continuing our journey to Nashkel.
As you direct.
There are these kids.
A bad case of armor, chief.
Ooh.
I must rest my eyes a while.
Calm down, Drago. We're heading to the inn.
Gorion would be proud of your actions.
Thank you. That's kind of a random thing to say, but I'll accept it.
Yep, I'm
Never
gone.
had rats. No sorry.
What can you give me today? Actually, helps if I have the mage spells selected. Oh, I'd already used them. Oh, interesting.
Never had rats. No sorry.
Let's go with a noble. Okay, I do have the spells now. Hooray! That's good.
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
So I think we will do a quick sprint around town. I say sprint. We'll go around time and we'll kind of pick any quests that are here, maybe. Actually, let's head out.
For the group.
We'll have a go around town. We'll talk to people. I'm not sure we've been in some of these buildings. And we will try and see if there's any other things around here that need doing. And if we don't, we'll go to the mines and find out what's been bothering people there. Which I think Yeah, we've had that quite a while. We've not done anything about it, so I think we probably should. That will be next time. Thanks for watching. There he is. Bye bye. I think I knocked my cursor there. Thanks indeed for watching.